What if you could make money just by lending out your crypto? And if somebody doesn't pay you back, you keep what they put up as collateral. And that's exactly what's happening on these DeFi platforms on Solana that let you earn passive income from your crypto loans. Today, I'll show you how I made money lending my soul, what happens when people repay you, and what happens when they don't. By the end of this video, you are going to know another way to leverage your crypto assets in order to earn passive income with DeFi. Again, my name is Dunk, and if we are meeting for the first time, I help you make passive income with DeFi. And today I'm breaking down how this strategy actually works, what the risks are, and how you could use it to make your crypto work for you. Make sure you watch to the end of this video so you do not miss any of this passive income strategy. Before we get started, if you wouldn't mind smashing that like button, hitting subscribe, and ringing the bell, it really does help tell the algorithm to share more videos like this so other people can learn more ways to earn passive income with DeFi. And as a quick reminder, I am not a financial advisor. I do not ever give financial advice. Please be sure to always double check everything and do your own research. All right, let's dive in. Today, I am going to talk about doing Solana loans and using NFTs as collateral using a platform called Sharky.Fi or Sharky.Fi. Now, Sharky operates on the Solana blockchain, so the very first thing that you are going to need is some form of Solana-based wallet. Once you're at their site, you could click connect, and it will show you the different wallets that are compatible, such as Brave, Phantom, Jupiter. I'm a fan of Phantom or Jupiter, so we're just going to click on Phantom today, and I'm going to connect my wallet. If you do not have a Phantom wallet or a Solana wallet yet, you can go and get one at phantom.com. Again, I am also a big fan of the new Jupiter wallet. But again, this is operating on the Solana blockchain. Phantom does do multiple blockchain wallets, so be sure that you are always operating on the correct blockchain. So there are many ways that you could earn a yield on your crypto passively, but if you look at this, you see USDC right now, that is at an average rate on Jupiter Lend at 6.89%. And don't get me wrong, that is money, but personally, I only use platforms like Jupiter Lend or Save.Finance, or you could also use Kamino if it is available in your country. I'm in the United States, so it is not available for me. Even Sharky itself has a platform for tokens, but as you can see, these interest rates are relatively low for the amount of time. This is 1 year. You're expected to make about 6.89%. I've seen this get up as high as 15% because it is a variable APY. We're looking at USDC. There's also Solana, which is 3.69. And I think looking at Solana right here is a good example because roughly this same amount I can get by lending out that Solana and using an NFT as collateral in roughly about a week. And with the current interest rates over on something like Sharky, you can see that is actually quite a bit more than what you are getting from something like Jupiter Lend, Save.Finance, or Kamino. Now, the strategy is pretty straightforward, so I'm going to lay it all out for you right now. So first thing you do is you come over here to Sharky.Fi and you find an NFT project. There's a couple criteria that I personally have when I am picking a project that I want to provide liquidity for a loan, and then they get to use that asset as collateral, meaning that if they do not pay back the loan, I could just go ahead and take the NFT. Now, if they pay back the loan, it's very simple. I go and I could do whatever I want with that, plus my interest. I can go put that into another NFT collateral loan over here on Sharky or another platform. I could drop it into one of my Earn wallets over on a platform like Jupiter Lend or any of the other ones that you may be using. And then I will be passively earning a little bit of interest on my Solana. Any way you cut it, I'd always like to be earning interest, even if it is only 3.69% or whatever the interest rate is. So the key thing is if it ever does go underwater, you want it to be a project that you'd be completely happy collecting the NFT at whatever price you are offering the loan on. Think of it that you are purchasing at that time and you have the chance of earning interest or you'll get the NFT back. For me, I am very bullish on Draft Tower, so I am using Draft Tower as the NFT that I'm willing to put Solana up for on a loan because if they ever default on it, I'd be just as happy with NFT from Draft Tower because I'm very bullish long-term on this collection. I'm personally big on utility for NFT and crypto projects because that actually gives outside of just belief reason for somebody to buy it. 100% I do believe that a lot of it is the vibes and belief in it that do make a huge difference. But I do like the idea of saying that there is something beyond just belief that gives people a reason to buy it. And again, don't get me wrong, I do feel that belief is a huge part. So say I wanted to list Draft Tower NFT, I would just come over here to Sharky.Fi. I'd come over to lend right here, and I'd be able to search for whatever the project is. If it's not available here yet, I'm sorry, you might need to reach out. You could reach out to them in a support ticket over on their Discord and let them know about the project. And if they decide to add it, then you may be able to provide a loan for one of those NFT collections. So for me, I'm going to search for Draft Tower, and we have our result right here, and we can see that there are several active loans right now. The most recent ones were taken within the last 21 hours, and the highest offer is 1 Solana. So at the current price for the offer, if they took 1 Solana and didn't pay it back, they can get 1.34 Solana instantly back from an offer, or list it somewhere on the floor or above it and get a higher return. So if they don't pay it back, you have an NFT that is worth more than what the loan was. Now, there is the risk that if the price of the NFT goes below the price of the loan, then people will not pay it back. You may have to wait a little bit, or the price may never recover in this collection, and that is the risk of using the collateral. You have to believe that this is going to have lasting value. Otherwise, you are having the risk of collecting an NFT that is worth less than the Solana that you lent out. I currently have 3 offers at 0.95 Solana, but I am currently not the highest offer. So let me show you how to make sure that you are always the top offer. You'll want to back over to the top right here where it says offers, and we're going to scroll down to where it says collections, and we have 4x Draft Tower. I have 2 repaid and 4 Draft Tower NFTs. Now you can see that I have 1 that somebody has actually defaulted on. I haven't collected yet. I will show you that in just a moment. And then I have 3 NFT listings right here at 0.95, and they are seeking borrowers. But what I'm going to do is I am going to revoke all of these, and it's going to deposit this back into my wallet. So I'm going to hit revoke all. You could always revoke individual ones if you just want to do one. It is going to deposit 2.84 Solana back into my wallet, and the floor is 1.3, and the top offer is 1.05. So I'm going to click revoke all, and I got this pop-up showing that I'm getting the Solana deposited back into my wallet, and there's always a small Solana network fee. I'm going to verify that this is the correct website, Sharky.Fi. In my case, it is. And now that I am sure that this is correct, I'm going to hit confirm. We get a pop-up that says you've successfully revoked 3 offers for 2.85 Solana. Click OK, and then we can double check our wallet. We see that we have our Solana in our wallet now. Now, if I want to be the top offer again, I can come back over to lend. I could search for the project again, and we can see that the top offer again is 1 Solana. And since I can get 1.134 Solana instantly, and if I wanted to list it, I could list it for 1.3 on the floor or higher if I was patient. And I always look at activity. We have a lot of buys and sells. We have somebody that bought one 11 days ago for 1.799 Solana, one for 2, one for 1.65, which means that I am very likely to be able to get my Solana back even if they default on this loan. Again, none of this is financial advice. I'm just showing you my strategy. So now we are going to become the top offer on Sharky.Fi. So I'm going to go back over here, click on lend. Then I will put in 1.01, which will put me at the top offer above the 1 Solana offers. They give you 3 default options. You could always offer different intervals of them, like 2. You would just have to add them in manually or in groups. One thing that I have noticed is that they list their top offers and the floor price right here, and that's not always accurate or up to date. As we can see, there's an offer for 1.134, but it says that the top offer is 1.05. So make sure that you are always double checking that. I am going to offer 3 loans. It's going to total me at 3.03 Solana, and I'm going to place the offers. Again, I'm going to get a pop-up, and it's showing that it's going to subtract 3.04259 Solana from my wallet, plus a network fee. Again, always double check who you are signing with and hit confirm. Now, when we look at our offers again, I am now at the top offer, and I always come in and check this regularly just because somebody can come in and add an offer above mine, and then somebody usually will take the highest offer if it is available. Now we come back over to offers, and we can click on our 4 NFTs, and we now have our 3 updated offers that say they're the best offers, and we still have our 1 NFT that somebody defaulted on. I haven't collected on it yet, but I'm going to show you how to do that right now. When somebody does not pay back their loan, they could do this for whatever reason. Maybe they had an opportunity they thought was going to be good, and then they lost all of their liquidity, and they don't have the liquidity to come back. They lost it, so they cannot come back and reclaim the NFT, or maybe the price dips, and this is their way of selling it. But we could see that I lent out 1.43 Solana, And the floor price right now for a Draft Tower NFT is actually 1.456, but it does have trading volume, which has been above that. But now I can go and reclaim that NFT and either hold it or list it and get my liquidity back. So we are going to claim this NFT that they defaulted on. I'm going to hit collect NFT. We see it expired. They did not pay it back, 1.43. And now I'm going to foreclose on this loan. All you do is hit foreclose loan. I'm going to get two things when I foreclose. I'm going to get the NFT right here. I'm getting draft number 3397. And I'm going to get a little bit of Solana back because when you place a loan, you actually have to put a little bit of rent, which you get back when the loan is returned to you. If you don't know what rent is on Solana, that's okay. Just know that you have to put it up when you do a loan and you will get it back when the loan is repaid, or in this case, when you are collecting on a default. So now I'm going to hit confirm and I'm going to collect this new NFT. The transaction is sent and it is waiting for confirmation, and we have foreclosed on this NFT. Personally, again, I always look at a project that I would want to have no matter what. So I'm happy having another Draft Tower NFT in my collection, or I can go ahead and list it. And I know because there has been long-term activity on this project, we can look at the charts and see there's been big pumps all the way up to 12 Solana and some dips, and it has had a lot of volume over time. So I know I'm very likely to either get my liquidity back or have another asset that I could flip and make some additional passive income. And there it is now in my wallet, draft 3397. It has cucumber eyes, bucket hat, and it has this tattoo, which some of these traits are actually very, very popular in this collection. Now, because we are talking about cash flow and actually making passive income in this video, I'm going to show you how I just go ahead and find the best price to list this NFT at. So now I am logged in. I'm using Magic Eden. Another good exchange is Tensor, but not every NFT is listed on every marketplace. So my wallet is now connected, and I'm going to go over to my items where I have several different Draft Tower NFTs. I just received this one right here. It's the one with the cucumber eyes and the bucket hat, and I'm going to click this one. So the first thing that I want to look at is I want to look at what the floor price is for particular traits. Right off the bat, I see the highest floor for a trait is this tongue tattoo. A lot of people think it looks like something besides a tongue tattoo, so I think that it has a lot of popularity because of that. So we can see there is a listing for that particular trait that is above the floor. So now that we know that there is liquidity up higher above the floor, we can list this a little bit above the floor, so we are not just creating a new floor or lowering the price of the collection, which could also affect the amount that we're able to get from our loans. So I see that the floor price right here is 1.456. It has similar traits right there with the cucumber eyes. And here's another bucket hat, which is another trait that it has at 1.68. But if I am patient, I could always list it a little bit higher and make sure that I get my money back, plus a little bit of interest, because now my liquidity is tied up in this trade. So I want to make a little bit more. Another thing to consider is that this collection has a 10% royalty, and Magic Eden charges 2% as a marketplace fee. You need to make sure that you're making at least 12% above whatever you lent out in order to break even. So I need to walk away with at least 1.42 Solana, and I'd like a little bit more for my time. So I'm going to go over to my items on Magic Eden. I'm going to click list, and so you give us this pop-up. So I'm going to put in the amount that I actually need, which is 1.44 Solana, and it's going to list this NFT for 1.613. But I'm going to add it a little bit more. I'm going to make it 1.5 because I would like a little bit of profit out of this. And you could do whatever you want, but what I typically will do, since I am actually losing about 0.5% a day every single week, I'm going to raise this up by a few percent every single week. That way I am actually making a profit, and I could just wait it out. And when there is a pump in volume on Draft Tower, I'll get my liquidity back, and I'll have gotten my interest for the Solana in the meantime. So I'm going to list this item, hit list item, and I got my pop-up. This is from the Phantom wallet. It shows magiceden.us is the site I'm signing with. It shows the draft that I'm listing, which is 3397, and it shows a little bit of rent that I have to put in here. Remember, we were talking about rent earlier, and then there is a very small network fee. When you are ready, hit confirm. Hit done, and now my NFT is listed. So if we go back over to items, and now we can see that we have my NFT listed right here. If I see that these are all getting swept up and I want to raise my price a little bit and maybe get a little bit more return, then I could do that. but it may not be overnight, but I will likely be able to get my liquidity back. Remember, that does depend on trading volume. Now, if there wasn't a dip in the last week and this happened, I would have probably just gone and done an instant sell, as long as the instant sell was above the price of my loan. But there were quite a few offers that were taken this week, but you never know. In the next week, these offers could be filled up again, and I could be able to get my offer at a higher point and just get this NFT sold, and I can take that liquidity and put it back into loans over on Sharky. This is part of the greater strategy of having multiple streams of passive income that are earning me every single day, and I love earning them in DeFi because there are so many opportunities out there. Every little way to earn a little extra passive income is 100% welcome for me. So for instance, I have $52.81 worth of Solana that is just sitting in my wallet, but I don't need it there right now. So I just come over to Jupiter Lend. I just deposit any of that Solana I don't need on hand, and it's going to go ahead and earn me interest on that $37.01 while I'm not using it. The beautiful thing about these lending protocols is it keeps your money completely liquid, and then you can go and put your money to work on things like lending it out on platforms like Sharky or other crypto lending platforms. This is a fresh wallet that I started in order to do these videos, but I have been using Sharky for a long time, and I make consistent income from Sharky as well as multiple other DeFi passive income strategies. Now, if you want to learn more about how I'm doing this, go to DeFiEarner.com and grab my 7 simple steps to turn crypto into daily passive income. It will give you these beginner-friendly steps to start earning passive crypto every single day. There are a lot of ways to make really big gains in DeFi, even considering the Draft Tower collection. There is an AI agent that you're able to use in Draft Tower in order to have automatic trading, which is what gives the NFT its value. Again, I would look for things that have utility, but those ways may get you quick wins. But what is your money doing when you are not using it? You could be lending it out and earning a yield on it. Your crypto should always be working for you 24/7. Are you going to go and provide liquidity for a loan over on Sharky? Are you to go take a loan over on Sharky? Let me know in the comments. Again, my name is Dunk. Keep creating, keep earning passive income with DeFi, and I will see you in the next video.